What up, everybody? This is the first video I've done in a little over a month. Majority of that time has been spent trying to get a house that we didn't actually end up getting. So I didn't get a lot of time to really kind of do a video. I was picking up a few records kind of here and there, not really doing any major shopping until today, actually. Last week we did pick up, I think, like 5, and then today I had 2 separate stints. Went to Scratch and Spin, picked up 7, and then my wife wanted to take the dog to the park to go walk around, and so I figured since we were out, I'd go ahead and attempt to go into Papa Jazz, which they were finally open without having to have an appointment. So I went in there and picked up 7 more from them. I do not have any idea of how many I'm showing today, because I'm showing the 14 that I picked up today and quite a few that we picked up prior to that. Some stuff that was picked up here and there, and a couple mail orders. So I'm just going to get to the stuff at first that we picked up before today. Scratch and Spin. My wife picked up Billy Squier's Don't Say No. I actually was going to pick this up, and then she ended up grabbing it after I had passed it up and decided to get something else. So it still made it in the collection regardless. One that I picked up from Cosmic Rays is Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. This is an original copy. It cost me $25, but the way I look at it is it's an original Black Sabbath, and I haven't seen very many, actually any original Black Sabbath anywhere in stores. They're kind of hard to find, and on eBay and stuff like that, they're not really going for anything cheaper than that. So went ahead and picked that up. The next one, Love Drive by Scorpions for $6. As you can see, the cover is quite destroyed, but the record plays fine, which is the most important part. Go with a record I wanted to pick up the last time I was in Greenwood, but I didn't have the money for it at the time, so I went back. The next time I took my kids back, went back to B&T in Greenwood on Montague Avenue and picked up Ozzy's 3rd solo record, Bark at the Moon. And then on eBay later that week I ordered Diary of a Madman, both of these being original copies. So I have the first 4 Ozzy records now, and 3 of the first 4 are original copies, and that Diary actually was the cheapest out of all of them. Also, on the last time that me and my wife went to Scratch and Spin, she picked up 9 Inch Nails' Pretty Hate Machine. One of the records I picked up when I put down the Billy Squier album was Nazareth, Hair of the Dog, to get some Nazareth finally in the collection. I don't remember when this trip happened, but I do remember that my wife picked out this one, Steve Miller Band Greatest Hits 74 to 78. And I think all but 2 of these so far haven't been played. One I was really not expecting to get when we went last Monday to Scratch and Spin. I wasn't expecting to find this. I was just kind of thumbing through and found Kerry Livgren from Kansas, his solo album Seeds of Change. And the reason why I was so excited to pick this up for $6 is because on a couple of the tracks he's got Ronnie James Dio singing. So I figured, you know, for $6 to get anything that Dio was on was pretty good. My wife also picked up on that same trip Heart, Bad Animals, which came out in, I don't even know No, I think this is one of their 80s albums, I believe. Or my wife is making noises in the background. 87, I think it says. Yeah, 87. I'm not too familiar with their 80s stuff. I really like the records they did in the 70s better. I think they had a little bit of a heavier edge. But that's just me. And then two more that I picked up in the mail for pretty decent prices. 74 Jailbreak, which ironically was not released in 74. It was released in 88. But I finally got a copy of this. Again, the jacket's a little worn, but the record played just fine. And then Highway to Hell. So those are a good... I pretty much think those are everything that we've picked up between my last video and today. And then, not going into the stuff I picked up today, I'm going to get to that in a second. So I went to Scratch and Spin earlier today. Because I knew that they had a couple of the records that I did get, and then I just kind of looked around and grabbed some other stuff while I was there. So I picked up 7 from Scratch and Spin. One of the ones I was looking for specifically was the new Striper album, Even the Devil Believes. I have already listened to it. I'd already listened to it before today, but it's already been spun on the table today. Another one that's already gotten a chance to be on the table that I went for specifically was Taking Over, Overkill's second album. This is a reissue of their second album from 87, I believe. Yeah, 87 on Megaforce Records. It's the 2014 reissue. And we did not know that we were going to be having a pest control guy come in today. We got this new landlord, and we're not really getting any kind of communication with him. And he just so happened to knock on the door as I was switching from the next record I'm going to show you to the Overkill record. So at least he got some, good free entertainment while he was coming into work. First one I played today was my favorite Iron Maiden album, Power Slave, originally coming out in 1984. And this reissue is... I don't know if it's good. I don't know who decided to put numbers on these things so little. I'm not even going to try to figure out what year this was reissued, but 84 was the original issue date of this one. Those are the 3 I've already listened to today. I haven't spun anything since. In fact, it was after the Striper album was when we went to go take the dog out to the park and walk around, and she's on the couch being lazy. So continuing with what I picked up at Scratch and Spin, I picked up a couple Ted Nugent albums. One that I saw there the last time we had went, but passed up for the moment. Cat Scratch Fever. Got it for $10. Probably a little bit more than you would need to actually pay for this one, but the way I looked at it was, if you found this one cheaper than this online, you're going to pay about that with the shipping and the tax included. So I figured, $10 might as well. And then also, Little Miss Danger. I'm not really familiar with hardly any of the songs on this album, but, $6. Wasn't a bad pickup for that. Added some Jeff back into the collection. I've really not listened to any of his stuff. I've heard a lot about it, and I know how he was with Robert Plant for a little while until Led Zeppelin took off. But everybody that I know that listens to guitar-oriented music really praises the guy, so I'm going to give him a shot. And then I picked up my second Yes album, Yesterday's, which came out in 74. A lot easier to see on that one. So that was the original set I was ready to get, be kind of done with today. And then, like I said, finally got a chance to go to Papa Jazz, and I'm really glad I went in there because he has there's a lot of stuff in there, a lot of $3, $5, $1 stuff. So I think the last thing that I picked up when I was there, Gary Moore, Corridors of Power, awesome guitar player. So finally got him in the collection. Grabbed a couple BTO albums for $1. Four-Wheel Drive. And I believe this is just a self-titled album. Didn't have any of them in the collection. I figured, you know, $1 bin, if it wasn't anything I got too excited about, it probably wouldn't be hard to rehome to anybody. And it looks like this album is called Head On, which you wouldn't be able to tell from the album cover. Well, you can from the back because it says Head On back there. Then I added another Billy Squier album, Signs of Life. And I really just started kind of getting into him, listening to his Don't Say No album on the way to work. And I really like that one. Since she picked that one up, I figured, you know, like I said, $1. Really can't go wrong with that. Grabbed another Nazareth record. This was the most expensive one that I picked up from Papa Jazz, and it was $5. Malice in Wonderland. And I also picked up, for $3, Night Ranger's Big Life. So now that puts us at 3 Night Ranger records. And then my second Stars album, Violation. This cover is in a lot better condition than the Coliseum of Rock one that I picked up a few months ago. So, and this one was $3. So, 7 records at Papa Jazz. Wish you could get records at Papa John's. That'd be better. You get pizza and records at the same place. And 7 records at Scratch and Spin. So 14 today, and then however many else I added in to go in there. So bottom line is we're only 3 away from 300, and I've got 4 that are going to come in the mail. So I'm not exactly sure when that 300th one's going to hit. And who knows what happens between now and then. But anyway, thanks for watching, and God bless.